I'm Bishop Kenya Michael Thomas speaking here in Nairobi National Government. I'm Pakasi East Constituency. We call it Miango Ward here. Yes, I used actually normally to speak every day mostly, particularly the day like this one, Friday and others, which of course it is stipulated in the Bible that the day of Sabbath starts at sunset to sunset, 24 hours in Genesis chapter 1 verse 5. So today is Friday, 14th March 2025. Why am I called lecturer clergy? Is simply because we have different kind of titles in this provision of theology. So mine is a teacher. I'm a teacher. I've taught so many colleges in my life, but I'm not now effective as such because I'm a political preacher. So I have taught African and Church Bible College for many years, Narok County Government, to do a bit of introduction. And also I did also taught other colleges like Covenant College of Mission International, Narok County Government. And also I've taught also Paramilitary General Service Unit here in Narok National Government as a volunteer civilian spiritual affairs instructor for 12 years, 2004 to 2016, as a civilian spiritual affairs instructor who understand both theologies, Islamic and Christians, but they do have now their chaplains. So I did that one as a volunteer spiritual affairs instructor. And I'm also a politician. I look forward to be Kenya president come 2027 elections, of which I have also other helpers in that kind of office, which we call it Executive Office of the President. And my vice president is none other than retired Kenya Army. We normally refer them as Kenya Defense Forces. Brigadier Nico Kubo was on ballot paper 2007 election, and he was actually number 2 in that election, which was held in Kenya December 27, 2007. Number 1 was actually the late His Excellency, the third Kenya president, the late Honorable Mwai Kibaki, followed by Kugubo, Honorable His Excellency, that Brigadier Kugubo. And number 3 was somebody called also the late Honorable Kenneth Matiba. Number 4 was actually Pastor His Excellency also Pius Mero, who is a lawyer by provision also. And number 5 there was actually, we are told it was actually Kalonzo Musyoka. So in short, there are 9. And Raila Amolo Odinga, His Excellency, the power prime minister of that time, because he was brought to be number 3 in that era government, he was number 8. And number 9 was a lady called Naslin. Yeah, Naslin somebody, yeah. It's a kind of a Cushitic kind of Arab lady. Naslin, alright, was the one who was actually number 9. Number 8 is that Raila Amolo Odinga was brought to be Prime Minister for 10 years. Number 5 actually, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka was actually brought to be Deputy President, Vice President of Kenya for 10 years that time. So I want us to learn today a bit about money in 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. Which speaks the root of all evils is money. Why am I looking also forward to even to look for being that position of authority called president's office? It has a lot of privileges also. You will be paid a lot of money also. So we are looking employment indirectly. Without forgetting, in that government of mine, United States of Kenya Republic, I've mentioned actually my helper being one of them, Vice President, Honorable Kugubo. We have also another position, like now, position of a Prime Minister. He is actually retired United States of America President, Honorable His Excellency Dr. Barack Hussein Obama, is not objecting to be our Prime Minister since October 11, 2020, when I formulated that government of Tumaini Liberation Party online. So he is actually going to be our powerful Prime Minister in that government, because I'm a priest and I'm just going to be, a ceremonial president. What we mean to be a ceremonial president is a kind of a president with less powers. Alright? Because I've delegated my powers to those human beings. So mine will be not as an absolute power like our president now, His Excellency Dr. Ruto government. He has an absolute power, surely, together with his vice president or deputy president, Honorable Professor Kindege. They can do anything they wish, and there's no question, because now it's an unitary kind of government. There is no opposition. Raila Amolo Odinga has joined them, and also Kalonzo Musyoka is a weak, leader in opposition. Is not actually seen as having any impact. So we are now in unitary one government, like KANU before multipartyism election of 1992. KANU, Kenya African National Union Party, was actually a unitary kind of government, one kind of government, like now what we are having now. It has recurred again, or came back again after some years with our head of state now. We have a unitary kind of government. There is no opposition. I'm the only one now who is actually in opposition side trying to do online kind of services in politics, which of course we have agreed to, like me. I went also to the president's office. I said the beginning of this month, first Sunday, a kind of a church called Faith Evangelistic Ministry Family Church of the President, and the members of the church of the President agreed, told me they will vote for me. The president is, charged at the current president, and yes, a multitude of human beings, thousands of human beings with so many trained priests, including the one in charge of the church called Reverend Kabina, Joshua Kabina. So they have also told me this is just a one kind of a term president. They have agreed actually. They told me they would vote for me. So the root of all evils, as far as the word of God is concerned, is actually money. One person I have not forgotten, which will be my helper also, who is going to hold the Bible, because nowadays we have also the office of First Lady in Kenya, Constitution, which of course a woman which has actually also a say in the government, who is actually normally holding the Bible together with the president during the swearing-in ceremony. So that woman is not a simple woman like any other ordinary women before. She has also power, and she has a say in the government. He has also allocated funds in his office, and is referred in Kenya as the first lady, Mama ya Taifa in Swahili language. There's no other woman above that one in that kind of a position of authority in Kenya also. So I'm going also to have my first lady, and that one I've selected the incumbent head of state, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, youngest daughter, Charlene Ruto, Honorable Charlene Ruto, the youngest daughter of the president, and they don't actually object. I went on to the office of the president to share the same sentiment. No one is saying no. On 2nd March this year, March 2nd, the first Sunday of this month, and so that one is also on pipeline, because I'm going to marry a lady. I'm a Samburu subtribe, crossbred. My mom is a Samburu from Samburu County, the daughter of one of the most prominent kind of a family of Samburus, who have actually bred so many leaders in Samburu land, like the first actually Samburu Professional Commissioner of Nairobi, called PC Mr. Lekolol. My, the uncle of my mom also was a paramount chief, Lemoko Tile, and also we have also some lecturers, even in the teaching in universities, the same family, like Kenyatta University, the HOD, of Department of History and Laws, Law, the one who is teaching those lawyers is also my uncle. And so actually I'm a crossbred myself. That's why you have a bit of light skin maybe. and I don't want to repeat on that. You have to learn it online. But in short, I'm a crossbreed. So what we want to say here, today the Kenya government is saying money is bringing a lot of problems because now we are told actually 4.5 million shillings they are lacking actually to support our soldiers who are in Haiti. So these soldiers are working for nothingness here. You can see our soldiers in Haiti, the government is actually not having money to pay them, and they are lacking 4.5 million shillings. So these human beings are struggling, in that kind of crucial obligations, resulting to the budget cut affecting also other sectors of Kenya now. All right? And what I want to advise the president is actually he should actually return those wages, the remaining one, to Kenya, rather than putting aside a kind of mega resources for foreign intervention kind of wars, which has no meaning is meaningless to Kenya. We don't have to suffer, under the expense of other human beings who are being supported by other nations, because Haiti is supported by America indirectly. You okay? Although the president of America does not want them, he has cut their resources, but also the other president who have retired, he has is just donating some money to Haiti still, because he is still actually having some kind of power, although he has retired, Biden, or His Excellency Biden. So our budget, which is actually supposed to be helping us, is being actually affected and other key sectors like health, education, and security system. Today, I witnessed actually soldiers here transferred to other areas like Nakuru. The soldiers are using private vehicles, all right, to help themselves. The government has no fuel to, to relocate the soldiers transferred to Nakuru. And the one who are relocated to Nairobi from Nakuru, they don't have money to come from the government or vehicles because of lack of fuel. All right? I witnessed today, actually. They are paying their own pocket money to transfer themselves, and if they don't go, they will be sacked. So they are now trying to struggle hand-to-mouth life. The one who are transferred from Nakuru are trying to align with the one transferred in Nairobi to use one vehicle, and then they share the cost, something of that nature, in the same vehicles. So they cannot actually miss what even to give to their families, food or human beings, like children going to schools. Meaning then that in sense, the government is on crutches as far as money is concerned. The Bible used to say the root of all evil is money in 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. If only it is used actually in a kind of a corruption manner, or to use to assassinate human beings, but it's also good if it is used in a right way, like paying soldiers money, giving poor needy people money. People are also using it in to buy the basic necessities like food, but not to, if it is used in a wrong way, then it is now the root of all evils in that case. The more you have money, the more problem also you have. Don't think that those people who have a lot of money have no problem, because now if they just have a common cold, you will see them running to hospitals pumping there about 1 million shillings, which will escalate now the suffering doctors in hospitals can even inject them some more, different of types of disease for them to come and pay a lot of money again. We have witnessed such kind of behaviors. So what I want to say, the more you have money also does not save you from being in problems. The more you have money, the more you have also troubles, as far as the word of God is concerned, the Bible kind of advice. So, concern funding crisis depend after President Trump also froze United Nations 1.7 billion shillings. America is like a chicken with chicks, feeding chicks. So whenever America is also affecting the feeding of African countries, another nation who are poor also globally, you will see the whole world is shaken, including Kenya, developing countries, and others like Haiti, and other African nations. They are funding. So that is why now we are getting problem, because America now has actually stopped all, United States of America aid, we call it USAID, development kind of project monies, of yearly development project money to Africa, particularly Kenya. Because they have found Kenya, they are saying Kenya is misusing money. We are just giving top 10, and people who are not numbering more than 100. Our politicians are actually the one who are harvesting all the resources. Because Kenya now is under the mercy of politicians. The politicians have upper hand than the government. All right, even senior public servants under the umbrella of politicians. They are the ones who are having a lot of resources, all the money they are paying themselves. Yesterday, we are told Mandela kind of parliament is paying all parliamentarian members of parliament the money which is paid to the president. Slightly more than 2 million per month. All right. So the MPs of Mandela, all right, they have deprived actually yearly development project money to all citizens living in that county government, particularly predominantly Muslim Somali country. Okay, nowadays, because we have now this independent kind of county government, so predominantly that government of theirs, they have actually tried to make a kind of a budget, what you call MCS, members of county assembly, together with their corrupt governor. Now they are paying themselves 2.5 million shillings, slightly even closer to the president, not closer actually, exactly, or even slightly more than normally the president's money, salaries. So that is now the mess we are seeing going on in Kenya. All right. If now the members of parliament, the resources which are pumped to the county government, they have also, permissions according to their parliament to, to allocate themselves as much money as they wish. All right. So I was actually shocked yesterday in the newspaper that one of the Kenya for 7 county government, parliaments, Mandela, the members of parliament are earning money exactly like the Kenya president, His Excellency Dr. Ruto. All right. And they are just members of parliament. So that's why now we are facing a lot of problem, even in the county, for 7 county government, 290 constituencies, and 1,402 assemblies. Simply because now these counties are not under the president's direct orders. All right, this 2010 constitution has given them powers to do whatever they want to do, to harm Kenyans, all right, which of course they're supposed to be the overseers, or not, because they have their own parliament. And those small presidents of theirs called, governors. Today we are told Governor, of Meru, Kawira, was actually removed. And they are planning also to remove 10 members of, executive members of county assembly. I don't know how they are going to do that. So, because of this kind of mess. So remember today we are told also 4 billion shillings, which are supposed to be used by, on drugs, including HIV and AIDS, medication. We are told they are still lying in the warehouses of a lack of, 1 billion for distribution. There's some money lacking, according to the Minister of concerning on that matter, which we are told it is called Mutai Kagwe. All right? He's saying he's lacking, he's short of 1.1 billion shillings to distribute those drugs. But now the question is, if this is 4 billion shillings, remaining now 3, why is he keeping those one in the banks to harvest, the interest? Because that man is actually a very corrupt man. All right? Mutai Kagwe is known from the previous government. He's now in this government, again returned recently. So now he's keeping 3 billion shillings which are supposed to serve HIV and AIDS patients, because 1 man, it is actually earning almost 3 billion shillings. He can earn 1 million. I think that's what is that kind of mischievous behavior of this minister. So he's saying is that he will not distribute 3 billion drugs of HIV and AIDS because he's lacking the total which he has requested of 1 billion. Hiyo ni kama mtoto anakaa ushi kwa barabara na anafikiria anajificha. This is a total corruption. Because he could have given out what is here he's having and wait for 1 more billion shillings. Rather than for him doing his own business, monkey business here, with 3 billion shillings, or probably might have misused it, and now he's saying, I'm not giving out because I'm lacking 1 million out of 4 billion shillings. So Kenya mark on that, and also the president need to mark on that to tell him to, to release that 3 billion shillings, because we are losing a lot of Kenyans who are suffering because of this HIV and AIDS. Alright? Another thing we are told also, Muturi anapapasa mamba. Muturi life is in danger. He's saying his son was actually abducted, and he's actually the president of the DP party, the former Mwai Kibaki party. Is a Mwembo, and he's afraid to speak up a lot. He's a very reserved kind of a former speaker, but he's saying that the government is actually, oppressing him, which it seemed to be true, yes, because if his son was actually abducted and the president intervened and he was released, and he's still actually being followed, because now he's the chairman of DP, the DP, Democratic Party of former Mwai Kibaki, the third Kenya president. Although Muturi is not actually saying that he's going to fire for any seat, because he's a wise man, but is the president government is saying anapapasa mamba. He's saying that he's actually trying to, to joke with a kind of a crocodile, which is very dangerous, and that is the president government. It is written here. Alright? Anapapasa mamba. So maybe he himself also is risking a life. Soon he will be abducted, and this that we may not know. Because this government is so corrupt, sure. I have been at the deputy president office yesterday. Alright? And I cannot repeat on saying this. I have a complaint which I have raised a long time ago when the deputy president was actually internal security minister, Honorable Professor Kindiki. Shortly when I raised that kind of a complaint, he was actually, elected to be deputy president. Alright? And what I am doing is actually to help them. I've done a bit of, intervention to what I've realized in Marsabit, that a lot of people who are dead there, but no one is reporting. I decided to report this matter myself. So Mungu alisema in Ezekiel chapter 33 verse 6 and 9, since I'm a priest also and a politician, the Lord God says there in Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 6 and 9, if you see a house falling like this now, sanctuary I'm living, and I'm sensing it falling, and people are inside, and I keep quiet until they're crushed inside, the Lord God says clearly He's going to hold me accountable for the blood loss of those human beings. And because I knew what is right, and I did not report, to warn, to sound an alarm for this human being to leave the room. That's why now, as I'm sounding also an alarm to the government whenever I sense something bad. Not that actually of anything, I'm trying to follow what God says. Because if now something also come and harm the government, I'm also inside this government. I will be, if the house goes on fire, I'm also inside. So that's why you see, we priests, most of us, we are sounding an alarm to save our lives. When we see something dangerous coming toward the government or anyone, we normally report this matter. We sound an alarm. If you hear, it's okay. If you refuse, it's okay still, because now your blood will not be in my hand. God will not hold me accountable and throw me to the lake of fire. In Revelation chapter 20, verse 15. And I am sure, beyond reasonable doubt, I am going to see God and He's going to question me one day. So I reported a matter on 10th, alright, that we have some human beings who are buried in the church when I was teaching Narrow Bible College. Alright? Which is far from home, about close to 500 kilometers away, or close to that, or 6. Marsabit County Government, you can see it here. This student of university called Mr. Lantare, Mrs. Jessica, Mr. Peter Lobele, this one is Jessica Lado, Mr. Daniel Lantare, Mrs. Jessica Lado, a 4th-year student, university student of university, Kenyatta University. All these are university students. This one is Chuchula Mosor, Peter Lobele, 4 choir members of mine here. I'm here standing. I'm also here preaching. This is my church. This is my choir still. I'm preaching here. I am here in Marsabit. The church is here. This is my body house. This human being are buried in this church after being killed by terrorists. Alluding with this priest here, I've put him here for you to see. It's called Daniel Lamadada. We have another one who is not trained. This one is trainee 2 years. Pwani Bible Institute of African and Church, Mombasa. Of 1990 graduate, which is 2 years trainees, and now Archbishop of Marsabit Anglican African Inland Church, Marsabit. After this man, I've witnessed these people are killed together with another one called Siole, and buried them inside here together with other, unwise human beings, leaders, politicians as well. He decided to flee. The other priest also is not a priest, was actually holding a degree, and I removed him a few months ago from the church, because he is now going further again to sell our pipes to Ethiopia. It's called Daniel Siole. I've removed that one from the church. Alright? Together with some elders, I told them to remove him. Let's remove him, and he's out of the church. The church now is in graveyard. It's a graveyard. It is not allowed for human beings to sing on top of graveyards. The choir members here, apart from these 4 universities, 4 of them are also killed, and they're in this graveyard, again in this church. 4 injured, again, youth of members of my church here. They are critically injured, but now they are saved, 4 of them, but 4 are killed. 8 of them killed, then university together with choir members are here. Daniel Lamadada did not report this matter because he's the one who is alluding together the terrorists, together with that one called Daniel Siole, which we have found he was having a fake degree from Sutwetwet, a kind of a, AIC, institution which does not offer a tall degree level, kind of education. So the choir members here who are killed, apart from the one I've mentioned, it is actually, one of them is called Lilian Larabo, a lady. Lilian Larabo is also a primary school, class 8. Lilian Karawale, class 8. Peter Lemosora, graduate, secondary. Mr. Peter Lemosora and say Lilian Larabo, class 8 liver. Lilian Karawale, class 8 liver. Peter Lemosora, secondary school liver. And Targasia Dele is also, primary school. And Targasia Dele, yes, is in primary school. Liver, yeah. Alright? All these are, one is actually Mr. Peter Lemosor is the secondary liver, but the rest are primary school. Alright? People. They are all also killed. The one who are actually critically, injured are Mr. Alan Daniel Lemoile, Ms. Lina Lasamza, Ms. Esaya Lenataman, Ms. Parawa Larapo. Those one are also primary school, you know, pupils. They are critically injured. They survive and already dead. We have also the priests have reported who are not compensated of Anglican Church Marsabit diocese. 3 of them. One of them is also called the founder of that diocese of Marsabit, called Stephen Houghton. He's a kind of he's a British priest. I know him very well. When I was actually in 1978 to 81, Marsabit Boys Secondary School private, captain of Everest house, or dome captain in that case. And then also I was the Christian Union chairman. One of these priests now was together with politician of 4 of Marsabit. He's called William Mwako. He's a Borana Oromo, who was actually my deputy chairman, Christian Union. So we know very well Stephen Houghton, and he himself also was an Anglican Church of Marsabit student. So I used to go there. I know Stephen Houghton. He died also mysterious death. Suspect that he was killed also himself and buried in the same compound. Another one also is the same student who was following me as the Christian Union chairman Marsabit Boys. Bishop William Mwako Borana Oromo is in the church compound, who was crashed by helicopter of ill-fated helicopter, which we believe that it was actually a government kind of mischievous behaviors to allow them to aboard in peace mission together with the politicians that Kenya Defense Forces Army plane, and it crashes completely and killed them at Kofiambaya Marsabit. Is not compensated with 30 million given to the politicians. Alright? Together with also Adana Tuye, Gabriel priest. Not compensated, but the politicians are given 30 million. Now, and also that one who died actually, Stephen Houghton, is not paid. They're supposed to be paid 50 million now. Together with those one of Songa African Church, Songa Consulate, Sako Consulate, Songa African Church. 8 dead in that church, the one I've mentioned. And the critical injured one to be paid 25 million. And if the government keep on delaying, 30 million in that case. We have also other station stone priests. I said on several occasions, Americans, so many of them nobody knows their faith. Together with even blacks. Alright? This is now page 1. This is another station. All these stations, there are about 24 I've listed. I've forgotten one, but right, there are 24 stations. You can check them here clearly. I'm given by African Church now to be mine. And I will not call them African Church anymore, because these terrorists now seem to see that name AIC as one of them. I will call this station Interdenominational Church International. One of them has petroleum number 20 Kurkum in Lysam's Consulate, which was used by British government in 1907 to 1963. It is mine now. And it was actually reopened by President Moi, alright, during his tenure term in office, and closed it because of Ethiopian fighting during King Haile Selassie's time and also Barre. I'm going to reopen it and use it and give the government a quota of, a kind of tax, not anything. I'm just going to pay a tax like, pay as you earn, and as also a citizen, alright, a law-abiding citizen. I'm going to give the government a quota of that petroleum, but the 3 quota is mine. The same priest I've said, who has actually alluded with the terror group to kill, these human beings, I've sold part of that Songa land with 20,000 shillings and remaining 15, alright, 15 was given 15 and 5 remaining 5,000. I think he was given, but now 15 was given because he assigned 15 here by Assistant Chief of Songa, who have retired recently, Mr. Solomon Alkai. He has sold actually 3 acres, almost close to 3 acres of land, together with a building, a block house with about 3-4 rooms, which was used as a AIC African Church dispensary. We will not actually say that the assistant chief was wrong. No. When you see someone selling his own animal and you don't know, you have to buy. So I cannot say for sure as a priest that the chief actually did something wrong. But that's that is my ideology, subject for correction. All right, subject for correction. But to me, the chief saw this human being without knowing that they are corrupt. And probably later on, because I know the chief came to accept Jesus after that. So he decided to buy. We did not steal actually. Hakuiba. Alikuta mtu akiendesha ng'ombe na kumbe ng'ombe ni ya wizi akanunua. It is now the government of Kenya to help me there. All right? To help me there. I will reach there in the government of Kenya laws is the one now who knows how to handle that matter. Because now ni kama unakuta mtu hii ng'ombe ya wizi unapata na kununua na unapatikana kwa mkono yako. It is the government laws now to judge that. But the chief possibly did not know that this is a stolen kind of land. The other thing now the chief has messed up, Alright? He has signed, because these people have alluded that actually the chief was a bit illiterate, Alright? They have told him in this kind of this letter is saying, resale of AIC dispensary, African Land Church dispensary, African Church Marsabit District Church Council, 23rd April 1989. PO Box 26, Marsabit, Kenya. Resell AIC dispensary. The AIC Songa or African Church Songa has resolved to sell the old AIC dispensary materials to Solomon Alkayo Tapardai. This is discluding the land on which it stands today. They are saying we have just sold the blockhouse to him, but we don't, it's not the land. The IC Songa is selling the materials at a cost of 20,000 words again shillings, to Mr. Tapardai, who has agreed actually to pay some 15,000 shillings remaining in that case, and will remain with a balance of 5,000 to be there after in installment of Kenya shilling. Now I will not also say how much now is going to pay this balance, 500 per month, 5,000. That one is in Dutch form, on monthly basis, starting in the month of, they have not also stated the month, and ending in the month of, they have not stated. The AIC Songa received, the receivers of the money are Mr. Philip Lakapan II, Pastor Daniel Lamadara, which is now currently the Bishop of Marsabit, Church Secretary Daudi Barnaba, they have all signed. The giver of the money is Solomon A. Tabardai, which is Alkayo Tabardai, who has signed also, and the secretary have signed Daudi Barnaba, and also the elder, the pastor signed, Pastor Daniel Lamadara signed, and Philip Lakapan II signed. What I know, because I am a teacher in theology, and particularly an African Inland Church lecturer, our Constitution of 1895 does not allow us as priests to sell the AIC properties under any condition. That is God's property. Alright? When I'm now going to take these stations, I will not remove the word God from the stations. The churches will be intact. Like now the president of Kenya is doing. He's having his own church, called Faith Evangelistic Ministry Family Church, like Moi, Kabartonjo, and also, Kabarak. The President Church of Kenya, because now we have two of them with the churches, three before, even Deputy President, retired one, impeached one, Vice President, Rigathi Gachagua is married to a priest, Reverend Douglas, they have their own church. And this church is just operating like any other churches, with the members of, with the members, and you are the members have a say in the government, in that church, like even the president church. He has so many trained priests. Even President Ruto, this is the church I went. He has highly trained priests. And the church is just run by the church. Priest, eh? And they will obey God with their own constitution of that church. And discipline people are wayward. And pay people money. And pay to orphan and widowers. That's exactly what I'm going to do myself also in these churches now where I'm in these stations. They will be mine, but owned by the people, obviously. Because it will help people. Sadaka tukutoa, grant tukupata kutoka nje na ndani, we will use it actually to help people. Mungu hapana kula sadaka, ni sisi ndio tunakula. I will employ priests here. We will also pay for help people, the orphan and the widows and the needy people. In James chapter 1 verse 27, it is not mine only. All the stations will be called interdenominational church. The only thing we want to change is the name. Because now the terrorists have seen that the name AIC, it is theirs. And they are continuing coming and kill Kenyans. Because they think the priests have now alluded with them. So it seems to be the name AIC, they are owning. It is a terrorist kind of a denomination. That's why we want to change the name from AIC to Interdenominational Church International. And it is just an AIC, be obvious, because I'm a trainee or priest of AIC, and I used to teach pastors. They are pastors. So it is just an AIC, but it is mine, and I'm going just to go and use actually another name only. Tunatoa to signboard, and it's no longer there. Even in Marsabit, you go, there's no signboard of AIC there. In Marsabit, the whole of it's Marsabit stations. We are going to put now this signboard called Interdenominational Church International only. And then new pastors, because now we have realized now the terrorists have taken over the camouflage of putting our attires and the collars and kill human beings and benefit their own families. That's what we have discovered. And the government have also concurred with me. The whole station are in ruins. Alright? And the few people are putting on collars are alluding with terrorists. And wengine ni washime na Kibira. Philip Kaldale is a line saba. He's putting on collars. He's not a priest. Hajaenda the class 1. Even standard 1. He's not a priest. Joel Lanambere likewise. He's not a priest. Samuel Lanambere is not a priest. These boys have never been to class 1. They are now putting on attires and collars in Marsabit. Alluding with terrorist group. Because of this man, who was also a class 7 dropout. He was my classmate. We left him there when I went to Marsabit Boys. He did not go to high school. He went to be trained as a priest for 4 years, a half day, 1990, together with others. Including my in-law, Aaron Lisantam. Including another in-law of mine. Also, Sakala Julius. Another priest also. So many of them. Job Laramo, who is now the bishop, also before, but was also removed, sacked. But I told them actually retain him to be in Yankalani for the time being, as we seek for the lost priest, which we have lost so many of them. I'm still, in the list of African Church. This is my employment letter. You can see it here. Okay? I was employed actually on 31st December 2000, and I've never been paid money up to today. 25 years. Close to 25 years. I'm just a volunteer, working, serve God, knowing that He will pay me one day. And now He has paid me short. Because now I'm going to take care of all these stations, and I'm going to look for grant. God is going to open our way, because with God all things are possible. Alright? In Ephesians chapter 3:20 and Luke 1:37, fund is not a big issue, because silver and gold belong to God in Haggai 2:8. So we are not going to lack money. But what we are trying to avoid is actually burning human beings alive. Most of them obvious. Like those priests now, I mentioned also we have lost so many American priests. I don't want to keep on saying all the time, because I'm keeping on saying this thing for almost now 1 year and 3 months. Kindig now is responding yes, no, yes, no. They are keeping on telling me we'll give you soldiers to go to Marsabit to execute this human being. Yes, no. They can tell me come tomorrow, I go, yes, no. I've been to his office, yes, no. They are telling me again to stay 1 more week, yes, no. Yeah, I was there. This is my card, Deputy President card number, visitor's card number, pass, 013. Alright, 013. I've been there. I've reported this matter when the Kindiko was actually in the State Department of Internal Security and National Coordination Arabi House on 10th September 2004. He was elevated to be now president, deputy president, yes, deputy president. He is still telling me, yes, no, we are going to honor what you are saying, yes, no. Alright, the priests are here of Americans. You can check their names because they are not like our names. Alright, in all these stations. They are also buried, most of them obviously, in the stations because we don't see them. And we have left each other, lastly, in September 27, 20 to 28 meeting of 2001 at Africa Inland Church, Marsabit District Church Council. Alright, court. This is the last time we have been at peace to one another and without persecution. After that, we are all chased, stoned, including myself, and stoned and shot 4 times, but I survived. These priests are missing. Particularly American priests also, I say. Gary Chapin, Reverend Tim Kelty, Reverend, Tim Knowles, Reverend Tim Hines, Reverend Del Beverly, Reverend Friltam Foking. The rest are all American except this one called Friltam Foking, it's a German. Reverend Colin McDougall also missing. Reverend Michael Batterman missing. Reverend, Herbert Anderson is also not there in the station. Okay, and also others. Reverend, Charles Barnett, Reverend Brian Hoffman, and so forth. The list continues. There are so many of them. I cannot mention all of them at all. I said even Brian Hoffman. Okay, Reverend Herbert Anderson, Reverend Howard Anderson. Their families, they're all affected. Reverend Tim Temples, alright, Tempanols is also not there, alright, and Nick Sonover is mentioned, that family, Reverend Nick Sonover is also missing, is not there. Reverend Jonathan Woodworth is not there, okay, and many other priests. I say also Reverend Tim Hans, and I cannot repeat what I'm saying. I've also written to America to help us, okay. Alright? The Deputy President Office told me again go and wait for 1 more week. I've written to America, President, through the Embassy of America here, Embassy in Nairobi. I've also written using WhatsApp, using email, express email direct to the President of America. Express completely. It is there in my I've written to him directly, okay, to come and check on this priest, alright, whom I have mentioned here, which actually we don't know their fate under the hands of these terrorists, because we have discovered some few people. I said so many of them, and the one I've sent to Trump to come and also to send the FBI to come and check. Reverend Gary Chapin, Reverend Tim Kelty, Reverend Tim Knowles, Reverend Tim Hans, Reverend Del Beverly. Germany also Dr. Friltam, Foking. Germany, Sister Katharina, Reverend Colin McDougall, Reverend Brian Hoffman, Reverend, Michael Batterman, Reverend Tim Chiswell, Reverend Henderson, Herbert Anderson, Reverend Howard Anderson, and also Charles Barnett. Reverend Charles Barnett, I not mentioned, and many others, John Woodward, not mentioned, but they are there. So in this list now. So I told him to come and help us, and also for the execution of these 8 choir members of mine who are dead, and also to these 3 priests also who are dead in Anglican Church of Marsabit, and also to check on this injured critical youth of mine. So the dead people of Anglican Church, 3 priests, and also Songa 8 dead, 11 together with the injured one, 4. So 11 people supposed to be paid 50 million each, and then the one critically injured 25 million to 30 million each, half of that. That's what I have done myself. All these terrorists are very dangerous. They have even killed recently my cousin, the only livestock doctor called Dr. Charles, my cousin. You can see him here. He was actually following this friend of his, but I don't know, this one, just, alibaki kidogo nyuma bengine pamoja na watoto. You can see some kids there. So this one actually alighted, and this one went ahead and he was actually shot. He was stopped and shot. So the other one told me actually he has actually alighted. I met him. You can see me. He was actually coming from Marsabit to Loglogo to go and check his animals. He's called Dr. Charles. This case is also in Marsabit. I've reported to the district, commissioner, Mr. David Saruni. That was the motorbike he was going on using. You are following him online. So, and also I've reported to Marsabit police line. All right, under the Edward Drango. Mr. Edward Drango is the commissioner, OSPD, officer commanding my substation. So that case is also on. So Kindiki, I've also, when he's now in Deputy President office, asked my letter, and he has responded partially, because they told me the letter was written, and a copy will be given to the Minister of Interior to release soldiers, and also facilitation fund for us to travel, and vehicles, which are bomb detectors, obvious, mines, because that area is volatile. Marsabit is near the border of Ethiopia. It's controlled by Oromos, and also we are not very far from Somalia. We are bordering Wajir controller, Somali territory, and also on this side again we are not very far from Sudan. Okay, across like Turkana or Oromo River. So we are going to the far end here. Some of these stations, Dabel and Moyale, they are within the border. So that's why I need soldiers, because these 25 stations, some of them are situated along the border of Somalia and Ethiopia and Kenya. So we can be blown off, if we are to go and check this execution of these human beings. Because this station of Songa is the one who have actually opened our eyes to see that these people are really dead. And also Anglican Church of Marsabit, we have really realized that probably this 25 station of mine, maybe many people are dead inside. I want to go and check, because God has opened our eyes and opened a way for us to, to check on these matters. So I need prayers, because I'm limited, in resources. But spiritually, I am a giant because of God, and I believe I'm not fighting alone. Because God said, even in Exodus chapter 14, verse 14, stand firm, because the enemies we are seeing, you will never see them again. And this fighting is not mine. I'm just fighting on behalf of God. And 1 plus God is many. I don't doubt that God will not protect me. And all those who are concerned to help, God work, or to ensure that justice is done to all, without, partiality and nepotism. Neither, us becoming negligent, not to sound, an alarm when we sense something bad. We have to. So I'm a priest, and God first in Matthew 6:3, other things follows. And the Bible says in Proverbs 29, verse 2, whenever godly people are on throne, people will rejoice, but when people who are not saved are on the throne, they will cry. So you can judge for yourself. Those who are in Kenya now, throne and other nations, those people now are crying. So the answer is what? It is up to you to feel that kind of answer. I'm not going to judge it myself. And other nations too. Otherwise, may God bless you, human beings in Kenya. And I'm just waiting the president again now to release that kind of a document. Because Murkomen office is ready yesterday to give me soldiers and to go to those ends in that case. Alright? That is actually what they told me. Murkomen office. Evans. Evans told me like that, who is actually the PA of Murkomen. He told me the Murkomen office is ready, we are ready. He's the one who is handling actually, Murkomen matters. And whenever Murkomen, he knows all, he aligns with the Murkomen, he is called Mr. Evan Kitum. His number is 07 08 410 650. Alright? Honorable Kitum is actually the personal assistant of Internal Security Minister of Kenya Republic and National Administration Coordination. He's the one who is actually waiting for Deputy President Office to endorse the letter, to reply my letter, which they have said, I was told by one of the senior officers there, that the letter is ready. But yes and no, yes, no, it's there. They are not releasing the letter. They are telling me again to stay one more week. So, Evan Kitum, whose number is 07 08 410 650 or 650, or I repeat it again, if you are outside Kenya, plus 708 410 650. Alright, or 0708 410 650. 0 or 7 07 0708 410 650. That is the personal assistant of Internal Security Minister, Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen. Alright? He is waiting an okay to give me soldiers to go and exhume these human beings from Marsabit. Church is a God-fearing person. Yes. And Murkomen likewise. Yes. I was told there is a child of the priest also. So they are ready. But now we are waiting a letter from the Deputy President Office, His Excellency Dr. Professor Kithure Kindiki. Yes. If you release the letter, yes, Murkomen office is ready to give me soldiers to move tomorrow. Even on 15, yes, Saturday, we are moving to Marsabit to go and check those 25 stations which I have mentioned. If the person is there is not a priest, we will apprehend and put to the police there to be answerable. Obvious. Yes. You will be there if we get a person who is not a priest in those stations. Because I know this, I'm a trainee, I am a teacher in theology, and I used to teach pastors. Alright? I used to teach pastors, so many of them. Even the Reverend now of Gatap, Reverend Peter Mesiamba, was my student at Narok Bible College. I know that one. Whether I'm going to employ him or not, but I have taught him, he's a Reverend of Mount Kulal, Marsabit. Okay? Then Agwamura also, one of the students, I've taught him. Okay? They are pastors, sure. 4 years trainees. I know, there's no doubt. Alright? But I'm going to check again whether we are going to retain them or sack them from those stations. It depends. If they are okay. Otherwise, may God bless human beings living in Kenya. Amen.